I had asked about outdoor bright sun. Are there any issues in using the Matterport Pro 3 camera in bright sun?
No, I did an airplane the other day and got a little lens flare, which is annoying, but it happens, I guess, with any camera, right? So I can't be mad at that.
That may be just the spin for your client in terms of it has this nice artsy effect in bright sunlight that looks like very richly shot cinematic movies that sparkle.
The wax job on the wings.
Okay, so bright sun, no issue other than you may get some lens flare. That's good to know. Matterport Pro 2 camera, a lot of discussion in the We Get Around Network forum about shooting outdoors with a pool, that the water ends up black in a dollhouse. What about a Matterport Pro 3 camera? Scanning outdoors, is water also still black in the Matterport dollhouse?
So the very first house I did with the Pro 3 had a pool, and I noticed it was black on the mini map. And so what I did was I did a 360 and converted it to 3D, and it showed up as water on the mini map. So I sent it in for processing, and it came back black. So it handles it the same.
I'm going to say darn, because that actually should work, and that would be a pro tip, which would be used if you're using the Matterport Pro 2 camera, shoot it as a 360, convert it with Matterport Cortex, and voila, have water. I'd be curious, not today, but if you end up continuing to try that to see if you have success, and if that was just a random thing that the water ended up being black in the dollhouse.
Well, it brings up a good point that if it's showing up on the mini map as water, they should, maybe that's a bug. So maybe I'll create a ticket on that and see if they can explain that.
It would be interesting, because in theory it should just work. And other members of the We Get Around Network, in fact, we did an entire show with Kevin and Eric Doyle with home3d.us, and that was one of the tips that they suggested. They carry I want to say a Ricoh Theta Z1 camera in order to shoot 360s for their outdoor. I want to say maybe they were doing exactly what you're talking about, but anyway, I'm in the weeds, a little bit off topic. Is there, before we move on to talking about the gear, and I have some questions on that, is there anything else on scanning indoors, outdoors that you would offer as tips to people?
Oh, so one thing outdoors is, the video I did on Mare Island, I wasn't concerned if my shadow was in the shot, just because it wasn't for anything other than my uses. But that's something to pay attention to, is standing back far enough. And I guess I can carry over to the Pro 2 as well, but I don't know how my shadow affects with the LiDAR. So standing back far enough so that your shadow's not in any of, whether it's the photos or the LiDAR, I think would be important.
Okay. I suppose that would be interesting if you could charge a premium to clients to say, we're going to shoot at noon in order to eliminate the camera shadow or a person shadow, and that's a premium. It's like you're paying, you don't get stuck on the middle seat on an airplane. You pay a premium for aisle and window seats.